Hey, alright, we're back, and we're gonna be playing some zombies today. My original plan was actually to play some Black Ops 3, but you know, that didn't go as planned because Black Ops 3 wouldn't stop running like crap. So I decided to play some of this, which is not running fantastically, but I mean, as long as I can keep 60 frames most of the time, I really don't care. But even this game, Call of Duty games are just not my friends today. I've been having issues. I'm trying to think what else I can turn down. Yeah, that's fine. How did that make my frame rate worse? How does that even make sense? How? I need to know. Okay. Anyway, whatever. We're gonna roll with it. 4K has been giving me struggles on only Call of Duty games. I can play any game at 1440p. I'm gonna turn this down as well, but I can play any game at 1440p, any game at even 4K for most of the older games. Like this game, like any game from like 2020 and back, I've been running at 4K at easy 68 frames on my 3060 here. But these Call of Duty games, like every single one of them except Modern Warfare 2 has really been giving me some fierce struggles here, some shit I cannot fix. But you know, it seems to be running a little bit better now, so we'll roll with it. But yeah, we're gonna be playing some Firebase E, and I wanted to talk about mainly Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because I just went and saw that, and it was really good. I saw it in theaters, and I enjoyed it a lot. And this is something I want to start doing on this channel a little bit more when I play games, is like be more have more commentary, have better I don't know how to explain it. Just a better overall vibe and a more discussion type vibe. So like talk about stuff that I can have discussions about, you know. And one of the things I wanted to start with today is Guardians 3 because I really liked it. It was very fun movie. Very sad movie, honestly, though. It was very depressing. Way more depressing than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was about to go in for a cheesy, fun Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy flick. And, you know, those Guardians of the Galaxy movies usually have depressing stuff in them. Like, you know, with the first one with Peter's mom dying, and in the second one with, you know, a lot of Peter's past and how he was sad about how he didn't grow up with a dad, and, like, Yondu's death. But, I mean, those are sad. Don't get me wrong. Like, Yondu's death had me tearing up, but it was nothing like this movie. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with spoilers and stuff. Like, the movie's been out for like a week now, not even a week at this, but it's been out for a couple days. And I mean, if you haven't watched it, I'm sorry. Don't watch this video. I'm gonna spoil it. But I'm gonna get into Rocket's past, because Rocket's past is really what had me very sad while watching this movie. It was very tear-jerking watching this poor little raccoon get tortured and experimented on. But honestly, that wasn't even the worst of it. I think the worst of it is just watching him have to grow up in such a shitty environment, and just watching him grow up in this cage and losing his friends, and you know, it's rough. And we'll get to that first, but I actually want to talk first of all about the ending, because I thought the ending was very good. I thought they wrapped up the Guardian story very well without killing off a single Guardian, which I thought was impressive, because a lot of people thought, you know, they were going to kill off all of them. Some people are out there saying they're going to kill off all the Guardians, but they got away with not killing a single one of them, which was very impressive to me, because I feel like a lot of Marvel movies rely on death sometimes, especially movies like Avengers. Like Infinity War, obviously the whole ending of that was everybody dying, or like half of all the Avengers dying. And then Endgame had Iron Man and not Gamora, that was also Infinity War, but it had Iron Man and Black Widow. And then it even kind of ended with Cap dying in quotation marks, but it was more like he passed the torch on to Sam. But I think with Guardians 3, I like that they made a cohesive story that worked very well without killing off a single person. I like that James Gunn was able to do that, and I thought it was very good with having, you know, Peter Quill go off from the Guardians and go on his own adventure and try to find his past and his grandpa we hadn't seen in such a long time. And I liked how him and Gamora didn't really get back together. They went off on their own paths. Like Gamora joined the Ravengers, and yeah, I like that a lot. And I like how Drax became like more of a father figure for the children they saved at the end of the movie. And I like that Nebula kind of stayed back with him to run nowhere. And I really like that Rocket became the leader of the Guardians. I thought that was amazing. And I love what they did with Groot, and they made him more comic book accurate, which is just, you know, fucking awesome to see. And the big thing for me that I really liked was just the overall like vibe of the ending. It wasn't sad. Like it didn't need to be sad. It was there were sad moments, but it was more happy and like, you know, it left it off on a really good note, and it felt like a good finale to the Guardians trilogy, and I really loved that. All right, now I'm gonna talk about the depressing shit. The shit that made me cry, the shit that made me tear up, you know, the shit that made me emotional. Because I ain't gonna lie, I got emotional watching the movie. I own a little dog of my own, so watching animals and creatures get fucking tortured on and, you know, fucked up is not something I like to watch. Because, you know, I'm not insane. I don't like watching animals suffer. It's not something I enjoy personally. And honestly, if you do enjoy that, you're kind of weird and you scare me, if I'm being honest. But that's not the point. Anyway, you have to watch, obviously, Rocket. They first open the movie with his first moments, like when he starts to get experimented on, and when he first like gains consciousness and starts to become more intelligent. And, like, you know, it's really sad because his first word is like, oh, it hurts. He's in pain from this horrible shit that the High Evolutionary, who's the villain, just did to him. And that's, you know, really depressing, something you hate to see. But that is just the beginning of it, because then you watch this villain that is awful. Just one of the most evil Marvel villains. Use Rocket to his advantage and kind of just be like, oh, I made something so intelligent that I can use to my advantage. And he even gets mad at Rocket at one point whenever Rocket starts outsmarting him because he made something that was so smart that it even surpassed him in some scenarios. Which I actually thought was really interesting. They made Rocket... He's stupid intelligent, and I kind of love that. It's like his characteristics. And that he was like... He's so intelligent that he's such a good pilot because of it. And he's got all these specialties about him that I love for his character. But... you're watching this guy, and Rocket just all he wants is, you know, for him and his friends to live in this perfect world, and his friends like Flores, Teefs, and Lila. You get to watch them be all happy and grow up together, and like dream of this perfect world for them, and just for this horrible fucking being to completely shit on their entire dream and basically tell Rocket that they're not part of that world and that he's just gonna kill them and he's just using them to get to that. And that's what's so fucked. And then Rocket, once he learns this, he tells his friends obviously and tries to escape, and as they're escaping they're all excited, and then Lila gets shot, and you get this moment with Rocket where he's just absolutely bawling his eyes out. Like, I mean, just some of the most heartbreaking shit I've seen in a movie, especially with it wasn't even a human performing, it was a animal, and with the human's voice dubbed over, but it's an animal you're watching, and it's still so emotional. Like, it hurts so much watching Rocket just suffer, watching this dream he had get shattered in front of his eyes by his creator. And then you watch him just start going off on him and just ripping his face apart, and it's a very emotional moment. And I think it's very very well done. To be honest, I'm just playing this as a background thing. I'm probably not even going to get that deep into this match. This is just going to be for background stuff. Really, the whole point of this video is to talk about this movie. But yeah, it really stuck with me. Like, a lot of that stuff. And watching him escape, and then his friends learn about his past, and like the whole movie, he's like got hurt by Adam Warlock, so he's all like fucked up and almost dying the whole movie. And then he almost does die, and you're like, it's such a tearjerker scene. And he finally realizes why he wants to be alive, and it's because he found a new family, and that he's a guardian of the galaxy, and, you know, he has an importance to his friends. and it's a really good moment. But I mean, I think overall the movie just had some really good themes. I thought the comedy moments were really good, with especially with like Drax. I thought Drax was very funny in this movie. There wasn't not all of the comedy landed, but I thought Drax was very good. I thought he was very fun to watch. I think Dave Bautista put a lot in his final performance as his character that I really liked, as far as we know his final performance. But you know, it was very good. But the big thing for me was I just liked how they wrapped it up and how they did Rocket's backstory and all that. And now I am going to talk about some things I didn't like. And that, like, with the big things that I didn't like, I'd say it's mostly, like I said, Adam Warlock. I didn't think he was fantastic. I didn't think he was that good. I think he was a little shoved in, forced into the movie because, you know, he was teased in the last one. And that's okay. You know, they do that with some Marvel movies where they put characters in there just to show them off. And I'm excited to see what they do with him in the future. Although he wasn't great in this movie, I do think he has a lot of potential for future projects, especially like when how he'll come into the Kang Dynasty and how he'll come into Secret Wars. I'm excited to see that. But yeah, I mean, even Adam Warlock wasn't the worst thing ever. Like, he didn't hurt the movie that much. I do think the action scenes were really good. Like, especially obviously the No Sleep Till Brooklyn scene that everybody's probably talked about, with the one fucking take in the hallway with all of them killing and all these fucking creepy monsters, and it's really cool. It's a really good scene. It's very well shot. And I like that Rocket doesn't kill the villain. I like that he lets him die in an explosion, like his own ship going down, and he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna kill you. I don't need to. He doesn't feel that revenge or hate anymore in his heart because he's moving on from it. And I think that's really, really touching and really, really good, because it shows that Rocket has gotten over this horrible thing that happened in his past. Now, I mean, if I was to give it a score, I usually like to do out of 10s, and personally, I think it's about a 9. I think 9 or 8.5, probably 9 though, just because I think it's a solid conclusion. The whole point of this movie was to conclude the series, and it succeeded at that very well. I think that it nailed. That's a mimic. It nailed the finale of the Guardians. Like, the finality was there, and it felt like an ending that they deserved. And that's why, personally, I think it's really good. I like it a lot. I'm weird. My favorite's the second one, but I don't think it's better than the first one or the second one. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It's still, they're all like 9s and 10 movies. They're all fucking fantastic. So I think, like, the thing about Marvel movies are a lot of them are good movies, but not the Guardians movies, sorry, Marvel movies. The thing about Marvel movies is a lot of them are good, but I think the Guardians movies, like all 3 of them, are actually fantastic movies. Like, they're all shot well, very well directed by James Gunn. Holy shit, very well done. And I think he definitely kept the flow of that with this one too. But yeah, I actually think I'm gonna end the video here, because I just wanted to really talk about Guardians and, you know, get my opinions out about it. But yeah, I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed listening. I hope, you know, if you want, leave your opinions in the comments. I'll respond. I like to know people's other opinions on the movie, and I hope you guys enjoyed the movie and enjoyed the video. And thanks for watching.